Episode 4. Some people pay more or blow more than $15 on coffee, alcohol, snacks, or one trip to a fast food store. Values. What are your values? Faith is a value for me. Is it for you? I have to walk by faith in doing this podcast and developing the innovations that I have to provide you with security. And by the way, go on our website to see the inexpensive 2,300 gallon design to contain water. I also have two ways in which you can supply the 2,300 gallons of water. You don't have to pull it from, it doesn't have to come from your water bill. Okay. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, Jesus said, big things can grow out of that, like an oak tree can grow out of that. Look, they are trying to set us back by firing us from jobs, putting our businesses out of big retail stores, hide our history, and physically threaten us. Argo Village is a response to all the insults and attempts to humiliate us. This could start now and go on and on for generations. Kamala Harris had bigger crowds during her campaign. I volunteered for. So don't rely on big protest crowds to stop this madness. We have a plan to address all of this. Join by going to our Shopify website and put comments there. Share this podcast on social media and make some funds and grow the village in your town. Our goal is at least 100 people per town to start our gold programs in your town, generating funds for you in your community. The threat could not be greater than it is right now. Can you imagine saying that it's unfair to white people for us to have a museum? Yes, it's Argo Village time because a white nurse was caught breaking the bones of babies and was arrested. It's Argo Village time because Elon Musk gave a Nazi salute and the Nazis murdered not only Jews, but blacks, gypsies, the mentally ill, and more in Nazi Germany and in Poland. And many of our uncles and fathers and grandfathers fought in World War II against the Nazis. But they were in Lincoln Heights the other month. It's our Gold Village time because they are bringing in unjustified Afrikaners as refugees in the United States. And there's no war in South Africa. And the people who are in Zimbabwe, for example, the people who are having their land taken as was the design all along when they won the war, they're being compensated, not for the land, because they took the lands from black Africans in Zimbabwe, Angola, and in South Africa. Yes, it's our Gold Village time because they want to humiliate us, increase the threat of our humiliating them through our Gold Village. We can do that. Yes, it's our Gold Village time because they arrested the mayor of the largest city in Newark, New Jersey. So I'm going to go into the other ways in which we are facing existential threat. It's happened before. It happened in Argentina, and other phases of what they're doing are happening in Latin America. Many things in South Africa you may not even know of. I heard Mandela speak when he came to the United States. But we mentioned Elon Musk. He grew up and was born and raised in a country that threw black people out of the window. The police did that. Shot hundreds of children in Soweto. Many things happened to during the apartheid in South Africa, and were trying to separate and black people from white people, and black people could not vote. And after the black community pushed back, some of it was violent. The United States, Ronald Reagan wouldn't sign a bill to create an embargo on South Africa. He wouldn't do it, but Congress overrode him, and we made it difficult for South Africa economically for them to have support, and that's the part we did. But we these things are real, and some young people don't know about South Africa. So we're going to do an episode on South Africa and how it affects us. Some of the worst things happen. I had a brother who studied anthropology. He was pursuing his doctorate degree in anthropology, and he showed me pictures back in the 70s of how Africans were beheaded by them in Angola and in South Africa and in Zimbabwe. And I remember seeing that near a Gulf oil sign, and they were just trying to win their freedom. They were pushing back, and there was armed resistance against those governments, white governments, who were not giving them independence. So we need to think in terms of what we want for our future. We need to think in terms of the reality when you have a person who's actually trying to get rid of black people or fire black people. Black people are 19% of the government. Thank God for our judicial branch. That's why we're blessed to have 3 branches of government: the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. Thank God for the judicial branch, and we should not stand by if they are intimidated or targeted as a people, because this is our government, and our ancestors were here long before Elon Musk got here, and some of even Donald Trump's relatives got here. So what we need to do is make sure that we're participating, getting involved. And boycotting is okay, but what we need to do is put our money where our mouth is. And $15 is not a lot. And again, you can make those. That's just one benefit of joining Argo Village. And we're going to share more with you so that your community will benefit. It's not all coming back to me. I remember back in the day, Hosea Williams was a big advocate of that. In pushing back against stores and businesses in Atlanta that were not doing the right thing. And then they would sit down, they would make a negotiation, and after, they had marched and boycotted and protested, but now I don't think they really care that much about protesting, because especially big retailers, because, and by the way, Hosea's organization benefited from that, and that's fine, because they needed the funds to continue the fight. And they fed the hungry every year, a couple times a year. They did things too, and I knew Hosea Williams personally, and they did things to benefit the poor, and they fed people. But we need to go higher now. We need to go higher in terms of our activism, and that is controlling the funds in our community. Benefiting black businesses is good. That's good, and we need to do that. But we need to do things that will benefit the entire community financially. Benefiting businesses will benefit that business, and that's wonderful. But the things that I'm talking about in Argo Village will benefit the entire black community. And if you want to join us, go to the link, click on the link, and be a part of Argo Village and participate. If you're a business, you can join. There's a $25 fee for you. If you are concerned about security and you want to participate in the security, because we will have security events where we'll need security, please be sure and do that. click the link. God be with you till we meet again.